Welcome guys to the daily analysis for January 7th. Let's start with QQQ first. So yesterday we had discussed how QQQ had an inside day on Monday and we could see some expansion of that. Right away at the start in the morning, we saw some bullish behavior. We got above the Avili 50 MA, we held the support, and then on the retest, we bounced off right away. All right. So obviously the bulls were showing strength, and we had mentioned that as long as they're above the hourly 50 MA, the bulls are in control. So price stayed above the hourly 50 MA pretty comfortably yesterday. Then we had back-to-back inside candles on the hourly charts, and that led to the afternoon push. So overall, a very constructive day, a very solid day on QQQ. Now what? Well, obviously, QQQ is coming back to the area where it has been rejected the last few times, right? We got our first sell-off here on 4th November, got rejected here on 12th November. After that, got rejected here on 5th of December, then again towards the end of December. However, every single rejection from this area has gotten smaller and smaller, and that's a good sign. That means that the supply in this area is starting to run out. Once we break above this area, the path to all-time highs is rather going to be quick, because a lot of supply has been used up here. So once we get above this area, QQQ can just race off to all-time highs. But as long as we are still below this area, we have to be a little careful. So let's go to the hourly charts and see what to expect for today. In the pre-market, indices are slightly lower, nothing crazy. We are still in this range of 625 to around 619.5 area. This is where we consolidated for a bunch of pre-Christmas period before we fell off. So this was, you guys can think of it as a failed breakdown or just a support that broke, and now we have recaptured it. So we are back in a familiar territory. In an ideal scenario, we can consolidate a bit here before breaking this resistance, so we have built up some strength. In case if we break directly, we cannot afford any reversal, otherwise we might get a lot more choppy action. So in an ideal scenario, we consolidate a bit more before breaking above the 626, 625.5, 620. So in that case, today can be a consolidation day. Obviously, if we try to break directly, it has to succeed. If it fails, then we probably chop all the way till NFP. So this area around 625 to 626 is going to be a major resistance for the day. What about support? Probably the area where we broke out yesterday is going to be our initial support around 622.5. If we break below that, we likely go back and retest the hourly 50 MA around 619.5. So those are your levels on the downside. Not much more to say. There's some major events. So we have a red folder event. We have the ADP employment report at 8:15 Eastern time. And then at 10 a.m. Eastern time, we have some services number as well as JOLTS number. Could they cause the volatility that leads to the chop? Maybe. If we break out directly, obviously, that's great news. When I say break out directly, I mean if we can break out and hold above 626. If we break out and reverse right away, then probably a lot more consolidation. In an ideal scenario, tight range chop in this area would provide me the most confidence, this area. If it can just chop here, that would be perfect. Obviously, if it retests here and then bounces quickly, that's also fine. As long as we are in this daily, in this range, none of the action is going to change anything on the larger time frames. Okay, as long as we're above this support of 617.5 to 619.5, bulls are in control. All right, what about SPY?